Well, hey there, everybody. It's a mostly quiet evening here, a football Saturday night for you college football fans, and maybe settling in for the next game coming on up. But for us right now, going to give you the forecast here because football actually made us not have a newscast earlier this evening. But you're in the right place if you want that. We've got some folks watching, a lot of people saying hello, Doug, Sylvia, Tabitha. We've got Jessica, Margaret, Henry, Richard, Heather, Gary, just to name off a few. Now, let's talk about what's going to happen here for the rest of this evening. Notice now, pretty dry, but it does look like we do have some moisture offshore there. Some of these showers are going to try to make it onshore. Isolated downpour possible, lightning not so much. What that means for you is if you're heading out this evening, maybe you're going somewhere to watch one of these games, you're going to meet someone for a later dinner coming up, just bring your umbrella just to be safe. I'm not expecting any major impacts from any of this, but that's just a word of the wise. Bring that with you. You should know that by this time of the year. Go over toward the Bristol area. There's a light shower there. Otherwise, we're really not seeing much of anything in the way of rainfall. Things are really quieting down. Good weather for the Georgia Southern football game going on right now. So there's some good news. Some more folks saying hello here. We've got Lisa, Valerie, Margaret, Sandra, Leslie, Tiffany, Kelly, Debbie, Annika, Deborah, Tamika, Judy, Wanda. Lots of fun people tuning in here. So now let's go to the temperatures. Pretty typical for what you'd expect around sunset, anywhere from the upper 70s to the lower 80s. A nice little breeze out there as well. But what I do want to show you is this. We have just this chance of showers coming on in later on. This high resolution model is really not picking up on those showers that I was showing you offshore coming on in. I do think a few of them make it. It's going to be closer to the Brunswick area. They might sneak on into Jessup. Waycross probably dying out before they get there later on tonight. So otherwise, tonight's actually looking pretty good for us here if you guys have those evening plans here. And let's see, Larry says hello. Joe says a downpour in Rincon this morning. We had a few of those downpours, especially along the coast earlier this morning. Nothing severe, just some beneficial rainfall for us. And let's see, Jody says a little bit of rain over in Vidalia earlier. Yeah, I saw those showers over there. Actually, a pretty decent downpour for you guys. But what I want to show you now is let's take it forward to Sunday. And a lot of you guys probably have a 3-day weekend. And if you do, you probably want to know what the forecast is going to be for Monday. And I'll get there here just in a second. But I want to take you to Sunday first. Starting off with these isolated showers a little bit earlier for us on a Sunday morning, and the temperatures just how they have been, mid-70s near daybreak if you're up that early. In the afternoon, we're seeing temperatures a little bit cooler than where they have been, still about where they typically are for this time of the year in the upper 80s. Now, if you miss out on these showers that I'm about to show you a model for here on tomorrow, then you might just barely sneak up to about 90. All of us can feel like the mid-90s on our Sunday, but we are going to have scattered, not isolated, so a little bit better coverage of rain coming up on our Sunday, and I'll show you this right here. So this is in the morning. So mid-morning, much like today, we already had some isolated showers along. These are going to be pushing inland once again. So if you're looking for the rain, you're definitely going to want to look toward the coast, look east for these showers to move toward you throughout the day. I don't think we're going to get too many heavy downpours until we get closer to the afternoon. And since we have a decent coverage of these showers, I think those highs are going to be held down mostly in the upper 80s. Now, even if you don't get one of these showers, you could benefit from some of the cloud cover if you don't like the heat, and that you'll see a little bit of cooler temperatures in your area as well. But looking into the mid-afternoon, thunderstorm or two definitely possible. Not really expecting severe weather, not organized anyways. It wouldn't take a lot for one of these storms to go strong, but severe, not very favorable for us for tomorrow. So let's check in a few more people saying hello here. We've got Jane watching, Nancy, Jennifer, Rebecca, Steve, Nancy, Troy, April, Tina, Kristen, Larry. A lot of fun folks tuning in. Now let's get to Labor Day, right? A lot of people probably want to go to the beach, and Labor Day's forecast is actually very similar to the one I just showed you for Sunday. So if you're going to the beach, probably going to have to dodge some of these raindrops with those temperatures getting on up into the 90s in the afternoon. But I think 70 should be closer to 75. I probably typed that in wrong there, which is all right. But looking at the next few days, this is what it really looks like. And then we'll start talking about some tropical things here, which first off, before I go there, nothing for us to worry about right now. But I'm just going to show you what's going on out there. So the next few days, a pretty good chance of you seeing some rain here throughout the day, 40% chance. I might even bump these up as we go into the news at 11 tonight, so tune in for the updated forecast then. But upper 80s, 40% chance of rain, severe weather not likely, much like what we saw today, except I think a few more people are going to get wet here as we go to the next couple of days. How about the next 7 here? It's a very typical forecast. I wish I could give you guys something different, but maybe you like this. And it's very easy to forecast this for us anyways, with the showers moving onshore every afternoon, not like the pop-ups they're kind of developing and moving on in. But I do think we gradually get a little bit warmer. You might not notice it too much. Where you're really going to notice those warmer temperatures as we go toward the end of the week is if you miss out on these showers and you're out in the peak heating, then that's when it's going to feel like the mid to upper 90s. So now, how about we talk about the tropics? And we've got Tropical Storm Florence. Now this is very far away and nothing for us to worry about, but just showing you what's going on here. Florence, 45 miles an hour, sustained winds way out here. This is Africa, and this is going to be in a little bit of favorable conditions here, meaning there's not a lot of shear to tear it up, but it's also going to be moving into an area where it's not the best for development either. One of the things you look at, of course, would be sea surface temperatures. You want to look at wind shear. There are a lot of factors that go into this, not just the ones that we name out here on these little things in television for you, but this is probably going to strengthen just a little bit, but it is forecasted to stay below hurricane strength. So we're probably going to be talking about Tropical Storm Florence here for a little while. It is moving west-northwest about 16 miles an hour, picking up just a little bit of speed. But as you notice here, this is nowhere near us whatsoever. So this is over 2,000 miles away, even more, like closer to 3,000 from the continental United States. So something that we're watching but not worried about. The pattern has been shifted a little bit further west. So if you guys are familiar with the cone of uncertainty, and I hope you are, you'll notice that the center of the circulation could go, anywhere from the south side to the north side, and this red line is just cut in half going down the middle. It's likely going to go somewhere in between, and if it takes this more southern one, then the probability of it getting closer to the United States, the continental United States, is a little bit higher. But anyway, you really look at this, there's not a great chance of this coming anywhere close to us now. It would be over a week away, just not something that I'm worried about whatsoever. And again, over the next handful of days, it's forecasted to remain a tropical storm, not a hurricane. But then we have this, and this is a little bit more interesting, but interesting in the fact that it could bring some rain to the Gulf Coast states. Us, not really looking like it, not so much. And by us, I mean Golden Isles, Coastal Empire, Low Country. So what we're looking at right here, satellites, and you can kind of see this trying to rotate, not a very good center of circulation yet on that. And until that happens, it's going to really be hard for some of these models to depict where it's going to go, because if you don't have a starting point or you look for that circulation, then you don't really know where it's going to go. We have an idea, but looking at the little spaghetti plots and things, that me showing you that would just, there's no point. And I will show you this as well, but the numbers have updated. So where this says 10%, 20, and where this says 40 over 5 days is really 50. So what does this mean for you is that this is going to be moving south of Florida, likely into the Gulf of Mexico. And what could happen there? Well, really, what it's looking like is this could potentially become a tropical depression, maybe west of Tampa, somewhere in this area. And there are a lot of things that could change here, but what I'm thinking is it could be tropical depression in this area, and somewhere in the Gulf get a decent circulation, and then bring 1 to 3, maybe localized bigger amounts of rainfall to the Gulf Coast states here along the Gulf Coast. So for us in the Low Country and Coastal Empire, really not something that I'm worried about. This could potentially be Gordon, but we'll be watching it. But right now, just does not have its act together. So now let me see what we're looking at here. Alicia, what does that have to do with what he is talking about. You can ask me again. I'm going from the bottom to the top here. I should probably go the other way. Sherry says October seems to be hurricane active. How are the predictions for this fall? Anything favorable? Well, I think that whenever you have a slow start, things could pick up a little bit later in the season. What does that mean for us? Well, it's way too far out to see if anything could technically come our way. Right now, I'm not concerned about anything, but we'll be on it if we think that is something that we are worried about. So if you guys have questions, feel free to shoot them my way. I guess I could take another peek at the radar. I don't think there's going to be too much going on here. Don't be surprised if you have a shower coming our way this evening, just coming on shore there. South of the Altamaha looks like it's got a little better chance. Low country looks very dry here for this evening, and going probably south of Savannah, you got the best chance of one of these showers coming on over to you. But as we lose the heat of the day, these are going to just kind of lose their energy as they come on shore. But that being said, since we last looked at this, there is just a little thunderstorm or strike of lightning or two with this south of Brunswick, which technically is not even in our viewing area. So I'll be keeping an eye here on the Safe Touch Security First Alert live radar. If these showers come on shore, I'll let you know about them here on our social media pages. If you feel like it, follow my page here on Facebook. If you're watching on Facebook, it's in the headline here of this. And if you guys have other questions, I will be answering them. I'll go through and comment on here. So I hope you guys have a great evening, and we can end on a view. I think we have a camera showing Tybee Island this evening, and there you have it, a nice peaceful evening out there. Looking to the south offshore, that's where those showers are. But I hope you guys have a great, safe, and peaceful Saturday evening.